Hi guys, welcome to Employment Law TV, and I'm your host Deepak Doiwal. So in today's episode, we're gonna go over. I'm gonna go over what happened to a recent client of mine. So this client that came into my office, he worked for this company as a manager for about 9 years. So he, what this guy did was he got fired, and instead of going to a lawyer, he went and filed a complaint with the Ministry of Labor, and the company offered him 2 weeks worth of severance. So when I advised the client, I told him I had some good news for him and some bad news. Well, I started off with the bad news. The bad news is since he filed a complaint um, with the Ministry of Labor, his the most he could get was the most amount of severance he could get was under the Employment Standards Act, and under the Employment Standards Act, the amount of severance you get is limited. Whereas had he not filed, the the good news is if had he not filed the complaint with the Ministry of Labor, he would have been entitled to more severance pay, and his pay would have been so if he hadn't filed the complaint with the Ministry of Labor, he would have been entitled to roughly 12 to 14 months worth of pay. Whereas under the Employment Standards Act, the amount of pay he can get is 2 months. So he made one mistake, which was filing a complaint with the employment standards, and that resulted in his severance pay being severely limited. So the lesson here is anytime if you're fired from your job, never file a complaint with the Ministry of Labor. You usually go to the Ministry of Labor for things such as unpaid wages, overtime pay, things like that. So if you ever do have an issue where you get fired and you feel like your employer, always contact an employment lawyer first to review your severance offer. And employment lawyer, the thing with employment lawyer is employment lawyer will be able to advise you how much severance you're owed. So if you have any questions about this or anything else employment law related, call me at 604-338-8270. That's 604-338-8270. Thank you.